Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be 10 more fragrances that are very popular that a lot of people seem to like that I really don't. So as with my last video, if you have any of these fragrances or if you like any of these fragrances, please don't take offense. Obviously, I also have a lot of perfumes in my collection that other people really don't like, so this is all very subjective and it's just for fun. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Alithia, welcome to my channel. On this channel we talk mostly about fragrances, so if that is your thing, definitely make sure to head on down and hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram. And without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, YSL Libre and YSL Libre Intense. Now I do have to say a disclaimer, obviously I have reviewed both of these perfumes before and I actually really like the way both of them smell. They're very unique, they are lavender vanilla fragrances that have a bit of a spin on them, they're very bold and very powerful smelling and I actually really like them. The issue that I have with the Libre fragrances is that they actually make me feel nauseated. There is something about them that I can only stand in very small doses and from a distance, so I obviously cannot wear these perfumes. So I know that a lot of people really like them, but for me, they just do not work. Number 2, Versace Eros Parfum. So this one I had blind purchased way back in the beginning of quarantine and I was so excited to smell it because I know the men's version is really good. And to be honest, I just didn't even know what I was smelling, and this might sound a little bit harsh and so I don't mean it to be. If you like this perfume, please don't take offense, but I really just felt like I was smelling nothing. I thought that I had a bad bottle. I just really didn't understand the perfume. It was just kind of light and a little bit citrusy and a little bit floral, and it literally kind of smelled like nothing to me. So Versace Eros is one that I definitely do not like. Number 3, Ariana Grande Cloud. This is probably the most popular perfume on my entire list that I'm about to share with you today. And you guys, I have tried to love this perfume. I have tried to love it. I bought it quite a few months ago, tried it out once or twice, decided that it still smelled very celebrity-esque to me. And this was before it got all the hype. This was before everybody was raving about it. And yes, it smelled good. It smells gourmand. It smells sweet. It smells feminine. It does have a very slight resemblance to Baccarat Rouge. But for me, it still did smell just like a celebrity perfume, maybe a little bit more grown up, but it wasn't anything that wowed me. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I much prefer Ariana Grande REM. That one to me is a little bit more mature and a little bit more interesting and sexier. I still really don't like Cloud. Currently, my daughter actually has my Cloud, and I even brought it out and tried to wear it again the other night, and I just wasn't wowed by the performance. I also have to say that because I own the real Baccarat Rouge, I honestly don't think they're comparable. I know some people say they have a similar vibe. I can see where that comes from, but personally, I do not think they smell at all close, and I really love Baccarat Rouge 540. So Ariana Grande Cloud is one that I just cannot do, so apologies. I know probably 80% of you guys have this perfume. Number 4, Versace Bright Crystal and Versace Yellow Diamond. Again, I'm going to put these two kind of in the same category because to me they are a very similar type of perfume. They're both very sparkling, bright, sophisticated, pretty feminine scents, and I actually like these ones. I think they smell really nice, but again, this is just kind of one of those categories of perfumes that I don't do very well. I don't really like a lot of fresh fragrances. I don't like a lot of bright citrusy florals or bright citrusy fragrances. That's just kind of not my favorite type of perfume, and I'm sure that these would smell amazing on a lot of other people, but these are just two perfumes that I have not been able to get with no matter how hard I try. And I actually think that I might just have difficulty with Versace fragrances in general because I'm also not a huge fan of Dylan Blue. Number 5, Amouage Sunshine Woman. So I know this will come as a huge shock because Sunshine Woman is much loved in the fragrance community. It's very popular. I have, however, seen mixed reviews. I've seen a lot of people say that it's not a safe blind buy and that they don't love it themselves. So I do think it's not everyone's cup of tea, so I'm glad that it's not just me. But this perfume I do have a decant of, and it's not that it's a bad smelling perfume. It's actually quite nice. It's a really nice light tobacco with some osmanthus, so it has like an apricot-y kind of a feel. It's a lovely summer fragrance for women with a really light, vibrant sort of a tobacco, not like a deep evening tobacco. And although I think it smells pretty and it smells okay, I do not enjoy wearing it, and I don't like how I feel when I catch a whiff of it on myself. I just don't find it enjoyable for myself. So that is one that I was really hoping to love, and now that I have tried a couple of dupes and I've also tried the real thing, I can safely say that this perfume is one that is just not for me. I much prefer more of an evening type of tobacco, a vanilla tobacco, an oriental gourmandy, nighttime smoky type of tobacco fragrance. That is definitely more my vibe. Number 6, Balenciaga Florabotanica. So this one, I want to love it, you guys. I want to love it so badly because first of all, the really cool bottle shape with all the black and white on the lid. And I have seen so many people talking about this perfume. It pops up in a lot of people's top 10 for life. It pops up in a lot of people's summer favorites. And this is essentially a floral fragrance with a little bit of cannabis in it. So it's a bit of a green floral fragrance. It's very unique. I have to say I like the way it smells when I go into the store and I spray it on paper. And I've even sprayed it on myself, and I think it's a pleasant scent, but it's just not one I feel is full bottle worthy for myself. I've never had the urge to buy it. Sometimes I want to go buy it, bring it into my collection just to say that I have it because everybody else seems to love it, and it's one of those ones I'm trying so hard to like, and I'm trying so hard to see what the hype is, and I just can't see what the hype is for myself. So comment down below if you feel the same way, or let me know if you actually really love Florabotanica. Number 7, Sofia from Sofia Vergara. So this one I know sparks a little bit of discussion because I think my opinion and my feeling toward this fragrance isn't necessarily a popular opinion. Don't get me wrong, I think this fragrance smells beautiful, and again, this is just subjective. So if you love this one or if you love Sofia Love, please don't take offense. This is just my feelings toward this fragrance. How I feel about this perfume is that it just smells a little bit watered down. It smells like it would have been a perfectly good perfume, something with some character, something with some substance, and I literally feel like they added about 10 or 20% more water to the bottle, and now it just smells a little bit weak. That's my opinion. Lasting power for this wasn't bad. It was better than a lot of some of my other perfumes. And again, it's a pretty smell. It's a sophisticated, pretty, beautiful floral vanilla fragrance for women, but it just didn't wow me, and I didn't feel like it had as much presence and character as some of my other fruity floral scents, such as Miss Dior, Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb, and some of those other ones. So again, you guys, I do apologize. I know this one is super popular, but Sofia by Sofia Vergara is one that I did not end up keeping in my collection. Number 8, Burberry Her, and Burberry Her Intense while we're at it. So these ones, again, were supposed to be so-called dupes for Baccarat Rouge 540. I blind purchased both of these at one point. I did own both of them at one point throughout the last year, and this was before they were letting you smell them, and they were both quite hyped up, and there was differing opinions over which one smelled more like Baccarat Rouge than the other, and to be honest, again, this is another one of those fragrances that I do not see much of a resemblance at all to Baccarat Rouge 540. I know some people will disagree, and I'm sure that there is an underlying vibe, like some sort of a slight resemblance, but for me, they're very, very different. I actually cannot stomach Burberry Her or Burberry Her Intense. I find them both a little bit nauseating, a little bit too sweet. Again, I think it must be the synthetic type of a berry note that's in there. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I can't do a lot of berry notes very well, especially a loud synthetic raspberry or strawberry note. It just doesn't work for my nose. It makes me feel a little bit sick. And yeah, I just find them a little bit too sweet and too candy-like, and I just don't really care for them. So trust me, I keep trying to make myself like them because I see so many people love them. It's one that I always go back and smell every few weeks just to see if I've changed my taste, and I can't do either of them, unfortunately. Number 9, Kenzo Flower Elixir. Now this one I blind purchased from the Bay in Canada because this one has gotten so much hype all over YouTube. Everybody raves about it, and it's also very difficult to get your hands on because it's always sold out on the discount websites. I finally found it at a larger department store here in Canada. I paid full price for it. It was not cheap, and it ended up smelling, to be very honest, quite generic and disappointing. That is my opinion. I really don't see what all the hype is with this fragrance. I believe that the main notes in here again is raspberry, praline. I think there's floral notes, and I can't remember what all else is in it, but it's basically a fruity gourmand. Oh yes, it's powdery. Fruity gourmand powdery fragrance. And the first spray is interesting, and when I first sprayed it, I thought, oh yeah, I like that. I see where the hype is. But after about a minute, 2 minutes, and when I tried wearing it out, it just smelled very kind of generic to me and not that interesting. And I don't know, it just became like, I just didn't understand what the hype was. So it's a nice fragrance. It's not an offensive fragrance. It smells okay. It smells good. But this was one that I was really disappointed in because the way everybody was talking about it and talking it up, I thought it was going to be the greatest thing on the face of the planet, the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it was not. It's not even one of my favorite perfumes. It's not even one that I really like out of all my perfumes. So that is Kenzo Flower Elixir. And number 10, Angel from Mugler and pretty much all of its derivatives. So there have been a couple of Angel flankers that I was able to do. Number 1, I actually really like Angel Muse. That would be the exception. I really, really like Angel Muse, but all of the other flankers, none of them have been able to do it for me. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I'm definitely an Alien girl. I really, really like Alien. But there haven't really been any Angels that have stuck in my collection. I used to have the Eau de Toilette, but I didn't reach for it, so I ended up decluttering that one. Also the Angel Au Croisière, I found that one to be quite pleasant in the opening. It was more of like a fruity summertime version of Angel. But once it started to dry down and I picked up on that original Angel DNA, something in me was just like, nope, that is not happening. I don't know what it is about it. It's that heavy gourmand patchouli vibe that I just can't do. So for some reason, Angel Muse works for me. I also really like Angel Muse Eau de Toilette. However, I don't currently have either of those in my collection, but sometimes I think about bringing one of them back. But yeah, that is the last one on my list. So that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you really enjoyed hearing about these fragrances. Again, please don't take offense if you have any of these or love any of these. I'm sure that I have lots of perfumes that you probably don't like, so this is all just for fun and all very subjective, but I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Yeah, and I hope to chat with you guys soon. Bye for now.